All right. The Dominicans are Simeon, according to the scriptures. Gad, the so-called Native American Indians, according to the scripture, and then you got Reuben, what's the so-called Seminole Indians, according to the Bible. You know. Right. So this is back in Joel chapter 3. This is Joel chapter 3, verse 1. It says, "For behold, in those days, and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem," right, via the word. That's why you see Israelites raising up all over the world right now. There's the elect amongst the bunch. I will also gather all nations. I will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel. Right over there in that area where Israel is located at. It says, "And will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land." Right. So Israel was sold into slavery. Everybody know about the transatlantic slave trade with Judah, so-called African Americans. Them so-called Puerto Ricans were sold, which is Ephraim, also in the around the 1400s. They were being shipped to the Queen Elizabeth, if I'm not mistaken. Right, the Lord kept all of that in remembrance, man. That's why these things are happening now today. Well, we at the end of the world. Well, why are we at the end of the world? So to speak. You have to ask yourself those questions. And if we know that the Lord is bringing it about, and we know that we know that the information is in the Bible, then you should have a clear understanding of why these things are happening. That's because the world wicked and everybody wicked, and we got to get right. Well, what's the what is it called? The word just slipped my mind. What's the measuring stick if you right or wrong, man? If the law is done away with, then how else were you going to measure what's right and what's wrong? Because everybody know now it's more than 10 commandments, and you can't just live and govern yourself off of 10 commandments, man. Right? Hypocrites. The Lord is blinding them, though. So there's no point in getting mad. But Jacob's stupid. The Lord himself calls his people stupid. It says, Joel chapter 3, verse 2, "I also will gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. Right. So Israel was scattered, and our land was took by them so-called Jews, them Israelis, and them so-called so-called Arabs, which are the Ishmaelites. That's why they fighting over it now today. They in our land fighting over our land, man. And they have cast lots for my people, and I've given a boy for an harlot, meaning they was turning their young boys into homosexuals because they was having sex with them. Them crackers, them Edomite devils, was having sex with the young boys, and sold a girl for wine that they might drink, right? And they was selling the women for wine. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine, some so-called Africans? Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head, right? Because we were sold into slavery from them Africans also, man. The so-called Africans of whatever tribe they came from sold us into captivity, man. To who? It's finna say it. Because you have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things, they took our wealth. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians. Them Grecians was them white people, man. The Greeks. That ye might remove them far from their border. Right, we from the land of Israel. We was over there in Israel. We was over there in Africa. We got sold over here. You know, and we got sold over there via them Arabs. The book is Slavery in the Arab World. Them so-called Arabs was selling Ishmaelites, was selling us into slavery. Our people was doing the same thing, though. But the Lord is judging the heathens. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither you have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. Right. So wherever we were sold at, we're going to be risen up from out of them places, starting with the elect. And we're going to put them Africans, of those that are left after all the hell and destruction and stuff has passed, and we put the word in subjugation. And we know you come back with the spiritual power, we're going to put the word in subjugation. They going into captivity. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabians, to a people far off, for the Lord hath spoken it. Right. Y'all sold us from one end of the world to the other end of the world. We gonna inhabit the galaxies, the planets. We gonna sell y'all children and y'all to a people far off, to another tribe somewhere in the galaxy. That means y'all gonna be making babies, and we're gonna be putting them in captivity while y'all in captivity, selling them all across the cosmos. That's just not for them Africans, but right here in the context, it's gonna be for them Africans. Y'all gonna come bow before us like the scriptures say, man. Where's that precept, bro? Let me see if I can find that precept. This is Isaiah chapter 45, verse 14. Thus said the Lord Yahweh, the labor of Egypt, and merchandise of Ethiopia, and of the Sabians, men of stature, shall come over unto thee. That's some so-called African tribes, man. The scriptures, their forefathers Ham. Then you got the Canaanites, Cushites, Egyptians, which is Mizraim, etc., man. It says, men of stature shall come over unto thee, and they shall be thine. Men are going to be ours, meaning they're going to be subjugated. They shall come after thee in chains. They shall come over, and they shall fall down unto thee. They shall make supplication unto thee, begging. I'm going to look up that word supplication. Give me a second. Saying, surely God is in thee. Because they're going to see us when we get our spiritual powers, man. That's how you know we not at the end yet, but we close. Because, you know, men, we getting, see, we have a form of spiritual power via the word. When we get it physical to be able to do at will, you know, it's coming. You know, brothers probably been getting this, you know, using the gifts and stuff every now and again. But it's going to be on that level like how Yahweh Shai had it back then in his days, plus greater. And that's how we going to make the nations bow. The Lord going to show that he always been with us, and this world is ours, and it always been our world, man. Only the Edomite devil at the top, the elites, know this. Not only them, it's elites in all nations that know this. It says, they shall come after thee in chains. They shall come over, and they shall fall down unto thee. They shall make supplication unto thee, saying, surely God is in thee, and there is none else. There is no God. Right, mother. Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. The Lord is with us. He dwelleth in us. We are his people. They gonna come over in chains. Y'all putting them shackles on, man. Supplication is a noun, the action of asking or begging for something earnestly or humbly. What does supplication mean biblically? To plead humbly. It says, although it is a noun, supplication comes from the Latin verb supplicare, which means to plead humbly. While a supplication is often thought of as a religious prayer, it is used 60 times in the Bible. It can logically be applied to any situation in which you must entreat, or entreat means to beg, someone in power for help or favor. Okay, yeah, that's enough for that precept. This is Revelations. This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 9. It says, if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. It says them so-called Africans, Sabians, Tyre and Zidon, Palestine, Salakia, sold us to a people far off. They sold us so that that's going to be returned upon their own head. We're going to get repaid for that, man. Revelation chapter 13, verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints. Right, man. The saints are the Israelites. This is what we're waiting on, to get repaid for all the hell that we have went through, from being sold into slavery and how they mistreated us. And they didn't remain within the laws of the Lord on how to treat a slave. So they definitely gonna get it, man. Yeah, they're gonna come bowing and they're gonna be made tributaries, but they still gonna get their ass fucked up. They're gonna get their ass handed to them, man. They're gonna be getting kicked in the ass, man. Beat on. Stumped out. You know, Jake love to stump somebody, then hit somebody with a bite, a chair, a brick. The Lord gonna give his men that power, man. Hold on. Dang, it's a piece of this shit. A rod. Psalm 149, verse 5. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Who is the saints? Bear with me. This is Psalms 148 and 13. Let them praise the name of the Lord Yahweh, for his name alone is excellent. His glory is above the earth and heaven. He also exalted the horn of his people, the praise of all his saints, even of the children of Israel. The saints are the Israelites, man. A people near unto him, praise ye the Lord. Right, because the Lord only dealt with the Israelites, man. This is back at Psalms 149, verse 5. Let the saints, the Israelites, be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. For says, let the high praises of the Most High, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, be in their mouth and a two-edged sword in their hand. We're going to have a two-edged sword, man. To execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people. Right, vengeance and punishments. The Lord going to give us the spiritual power to mess these nations up, as long as it's going to be within the guidelines of the laws, man. And the laws coming from the scriptures, not the Bill of Rights of the Constitution, not the international law that the EU and NATO govern themselves by and stuff like that. No, not none of that shit. That shit is gonna be burned Them buildings with that information in it gonna be burned. This motherfucker ain't even fucking Christmas, bitch. This Psalms 149, verse 7. To execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains. So not only are them Africans, or them so-called Africans, going in chains, the rest of the heathens, starting with their kings. Not starting with their kings, but a lot of their kings are going to get wrapped up before a lot of the peasants. You know, however the Lord got it, it don't even matter. But they're kings. And who are they kings? They're elites. On down. Start with the elites. The elites is actually the kings, but you know they got presidents and stuff that's are looked at as kings and stuff too, man. You know, to execute upon them the judgment written. To bind their kings. This is Psalms 149 and 8. To bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron. To execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye the Lord Yahweh. Starting with the elect. The elect is going to bring it, put their kings in chains and execute vengeance upon them. You know, we're going to have power to kill them and bring them back to life. Let me look up this word noble. Belonging to a hereditary class with high social or political status. So it can be a president too. They're government officials. Having or showing fine personal qualities or high moral principles and ideals. Nah, they didn't got none of that. A person of noble rank or birth. Right, a lot of these guys that sit in power now today were in power, being reincarnation in the ancient world via their family line. Their family line passed that power down, and they just kept coming back in reincarnation. That's why they still ended up in these same high positions in society. What is this song? It's like it, bear with me. Dang, Satan, you know what? He didn't want to give me the precept. Yeah, what the hell? This is saying what the precept that I brought out earlier. This is just like the precept I brought out earlier. This is Revelation chapter 2, verse 25. But that which ye have already, hold fast till I come. Right, the truth. Hold the truth till the Lord returns. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, overcome all the hell, Jacob's trouble, the time of testing, trial. To him will I give power over the nations. Right, power over the nations means you're going to be able to be ruler over the nations. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. Right, so Yahushua gonna be in the mix too, putting hands on the nations. That's all that means. That rod, you can make your rod if you want to, and you're gonna be beating on these nations, man. Making sure they stay in order. The laws is gonna be within our inward parts. We're gonna be made perfect. They're gonna have to live up to the laws to the best of their ability. And if they don't, they getting their ass fucked up. Look how Esau run his society, but he don't even uphold his own laws because he's the fucking devil. These heathens don't even uphold their own laws, but they make sure you do it. Right. Payback. It's gonna be payback behind that, man. Hypocrites, devils, heathens. Y'all gotta pay. Y'all gotta suffer for what we have done, for what we have went through. We suffer for what we have done, and our time is up. It's been up, but y'all further through affliction still got us here. Yeah. 2 Thessalonians chapter 1 verse 6. Seeing it is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. So it's going to be righteous that we're going to be able to put our foot up the Edomites, the so-called Africans, Ham, Cush, Mizraim, whichever one, Ishmael, Moab, Ammon. Is going to be, it's a righteous thing to beat them with a rod of iron, to kill them and bring them back to life. That's righteous according to the Bible. Why? Because it's been ordained by the Lord. The Lord dealt with his people like that, man. If you knew coming in, read the first 5 books of Moses. Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 1. The Lord told us how to deal with the heathen nations because they got these heathen customs and they're going to have us worshiping idols, which is contrary to the Lord, man. The Lord gave them that and he gave us him. It's coming back around, man. It was righteous back then. It's going to be righteous now. This is Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 1. When the Lord thy God shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it, and hath cast out many nations before thee. This is us going to the land of Canaan, which later was changed to the land of Israel. It says, and hath cast out many nations before thee. The Hittites and the Girgashites, these are all Hamitic tribes. Their forefather go back to Ham, so they are all Hamitic tribes of the east. As you can see, they got different tribal names. And the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites. 7 nations greater and mightier than thou. Right, these nations were greater and mightier than us, but the Lord gave us the power to kick them out of that land, man. Kick them out of the land of Canaan. And when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, and thou shalt smite them, smite meaning to kill, and utterly destroy them. See? Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor agreements, nor shew mercy unto them. So they ain't get shown no mercy. They just got put to death. Thou shalt, it says, neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son, for they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. See? So it don't matter, even the kids gotta go. Because the kids gonna have it to where your children follow after the customs of false idols, demons, witchcrafts. Because the heathen don't have the spirit of righteousness in them. Israel has, it's a spiritual thing, who we were ordained to be. They have the spirit of error. We have the righteous spirit. We naturally gonna line up through the spirit with what's right. It's gonna be in our spirit to do what's right. The heathens don't have that. And it's gonna all, and then you Jakes, y'all experienced it. If you run an adoption service, how the blacks act different from the whites. It says, verse 4 again, Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 4. For they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you, and destroy thee suddenly. See? And there's history on that in the scriptures. When one or two went off went against the Lord's will, and the Lord plagued the nation. And then we would have to find out who it is that went against the Lord and deal with them. How will we deal with them? An example, we put them straight to death, them and their whole family. That's why your history is in the first 5 books of Moses. If you're an Israelite, so-called black, Latin, Native American, get to them books, man. Look at the devil. Did he just say this is closed? Huh. Oh, give me a second. 33 minutes.